Hey, what up, fam? Welcome back to the EV Hustle. You know how we do it here. Anyways, I hope you guys are feeling good because it's the weekend for me, and the weekend is always good. All right, guys? Let's jump straight into it to what we're talking about today. And today we're going to talk about Tesla PR. Well, dissolving their department. So let's jump straight into it.
So from Electrek, it's pretty much confirming that Tesla dissolves its PR department. And now they're saying that if you're a reporter who isn't getting a response from Tesla, don't take it personally because it's due to the automaker having dissolved its PR team. Now that's pretty new, right? You don't hear that very often. And well, let's go see why he might do something like that, right? So according to, if you really follow some of his Twitter, right, Gally, who's a pretty big fan, and he has his own show on his own YouTube channel that talks great stuff about Tesla, right? He was pretty much ranting about him being on Yahoo Finance, right, and that he was cut off or he didn't get a fair share. So Elon tweeted back, Yahoo Finance is as dumb as it sounds. and And let's go deep into why he might say something like that, right? Because Yahoo Finance, they have a lot of bias towards Tesla from all the articles that I've read so far. So let's read one of it a little bit, right? Just kind of a quick one. So GLJ research analyst Gordon Johnson expects Tesla shares to be changing hands for $19. That's ridiculous. $19. And then what is this? And look at the title. Tesla stock could tumble over 90%, says analyst. Now, if you're a typical person who don't know much about trading, and now we have more of this because, you know, there's Robinhood, there's platform like Robinhood where anybody can put in their money and invest. And if you don't know the market too much, when you read stuff like this, Yahoo Finance, stuff like that, and I mean, Yahoo is a pretty big name, right? And if you hear something like this, what does it really do for the investor, right? You know, it's stirring all this trouble. And let's see who this guy is, right? Gordon Johnson. And since this is from TipRank, let's go TipRank, right? And this guy doesn't even have 1 star. He's less than half a star. He is ranked so low. 6,484 out of 7,008 analysts. You're like the bottom. You're like the bottom of the barrel. And if you look at it, he's always been sell Tesla. And the average return on this guy is horrendously bad. 5.6%. 5.6%. That's really, really low. And I mean, if you were to flip a coin, at least you get 50%. That's so low. Now, I hope you guys are starting to see that, you know, Yahoo Finance and also the media out there itself, right, quite a bit more, are starting to give more of a unfair bias treatment towards Tesla itself, right? And so another thing that I want to bring up is pretty much what, you know, Wall Street reacting to Tesla Battery Day. Now, if you guys haven't followed or watched the video on Tesla Battery Day, I would highly recommend it. I will link that down below. But that was really an amazing experience to go through. I mean, I had to watch it a few times to fully understand everything. But I guarantee you that there's a lot of information in there, right? A lot of innovation, like a lot of new technique, and that's really gonna take a lot of the EV forward at least a decade. It's so amazing. You got the battery, you got the single casting, working on efficiency, and so let's give it. I'll just give a quick summary of it, of the battery itself, right? So one of the biggest issue that we have in batteries that they're a lot smaller, right? Tesla came up with the 4680. It's pretty much the size and the dimension of it, right? And the width and the width and length, I mean. And the issue with that is that we've always wanted to create a bigger battery, right? But the problem is that we could never find a way to overcome the heat because with more battery, the electron has to travel a lot further, which such will create a more heat. When more things moving in such a small distance or long distance, it will create a lot more heat. And anyways, Tesla from Battery Day show us their new technique of creating this battery. The technology is crazy. In a sense, it's a tabless, right? I'm not going to try to explain that to you. Recommend you watch a video, but they also have their way of removing the heat themselves, right? And on top of that, they're able to scale up on these batteries. Now you hear all about these like solid state, all these amazing battery, but really at the end of it, can you mass produce it? If you can't mass produce it, don't bring it to the table. It's just a prototype, right? Now, this is what Elon responded to it, right? I mean, well, not really. This is what some people view on it, right? Long on vision, short on near-term deliverables. If you watch the video, it's actually quite not long, right? So let's jump straight into it, right? They are using the single casting already in Fremont. And so single casting is how they have the big piece, the front and the back, where they just mold it into one piece. Saves them a lot of time, saves them a lot of pieces and a lot of hours, right? And also makes it a lot lighter too. And that's already in production. So I don't know why they say that. And then the battery themselves, right, has been in producing, and even Elon in Kara Swisher here, right, in her podcast, he confirmed that the battery are here. The battery have been in the cars and working in the cars. Certain cars, actually, some select cars have been in there for months, right? And now, I think there's a reason why he doesn't just want to go out and say like, okay, they're here, and then maybe quicker charge and stuff like that, because you really don't want to cause the Osborne effect, right? And I'm sure you hear a lot about the Osborne effect on Tesla, and essentially what it is pretty much the Osborne effect states that prematurely discussing future unavailable products damage sales of existing products, right? So back in the day, this computer right here, right, it was like ahead of its time. It was a really great product. But how they market it was that, in a 1 or 2 years, there'll be another one like it, but way better. So what would happen is that, as us customers, it's like, 1 year or so, I can wait for it. Why not wait for it, right? And then so what had happened is that all their existing products wasn't selling, and the company pretty much went ploof in the air, right? So that's why, all these right now, and Tesla and all these other new companies, they really have to really be careful about this, right? And that's why I think that in the Battery Day, it was bringing up like 12 months, to 18 months or 3 years or 2 years, was it, to realize the whole effect, right? But if you really follow what he's saying on other articles here, right? So this is also from Electrek, great source to find great information on Tesla. Sadly, there's not that many media outlet there I trust. And if you know journalism, majority of the time right now, it's all clickbait, right? It's sad that sometimes you have to turn to YouTube to get the news, but it is what it is, right? That's the truth. But from here it's saying that Berlin would use the 4680. That's the new battery, right? And a structural battery pack in front and rear single piece casting. And that's the one I was talking about earlier, where it's just one big machines, and they're creating one front piece and one back piece. I've talked about some of it in my previous video, so feel free to go back and kind of check it out, right? But what it's saying is that they're going to be using this new battery, right? And then they're expecting it to be second half of 2021, right? So right now we're probably in mid-October, and that's in so let's say June, July. So that's pretty much 7, 8, 9 months away, and that's not too bad. That's pretty close, right? That's there and then. And then roughly around 2 years, They're bringing it here to, once it's proven, or bring it to Fremont and such. I think they just say this as a way to kind of like mitigate the Osborne effect, right? If anything, we all know that Tesla moves very quickly, right? So, anyways, I think that how I feel about it is that since the media isn't portraying much or having so much bias towards Tesla, I can only believe that Elon himself is like, why would I need to wait for them? I have so many people following me on Twitter. I can just use that and give the message where the people themselves can get the source from the horse's mouth, right? Rather than have all these clickbait that you see, stuff like this, right? Tesla stock would tumble, and it bring up somebody who, all these things are really, I'm just saying I might be wrong, all that. So, take it for what it is, right? But, this person right here doesn't really have much good stuff, so much credibility, and they're using this. So, again, if I was Tesla, I wouldn't trust these kind of things, right? So, you kind of want to control the media, control the wording, approach, how people want to see. And one thing is also that you have to understand, right? Tesla is a little bit different, right? They don't really spend any of their money. They don't really spend on their any of their money on like advertisement and stuff like that, right? So it's always been like word of mouth, really old school thinking of like, we believe in our product so much. If you try it, you'll love it, and you'll recommend it to your friends, and that's pretty cool. But anyways, guys, that's all I have for it today. So anyways, just a quick stuff. Tell me what you think. Feel free. I might be wrong. Alright, guys, take care. Have a good one. Peace.